What will they say when they see you rise? You stand at the threshold of an unforeseen, triumphant moment, and those who doubted you, who thought they had broken your spirit, will be left in stunned silence. They never saw the hidden power within you, a force they could never anticipate. Your victory is not chance, it is divine certainty etched in fate. This is your time, and the power that drives you is both undeniable and unstoppable. You have faced an adversary cloaked in darkness, fueled by venomous intentions. This figure, embodied by the devil itself, thought they had you ensnared, poised for failure. But they underestimated the force that moves within you, a force born not from the ordinary, but from the depths of your very soul, forged in silence, sharpened in every setback you've endured. This battle wasn't just about defeating an opponent, it was a reckoning, an awakening of power that your adversary never foresaw. The devil in this case is not a mythical entity, but a manifestation of those who let the shadows of greed, manipulation, and deceit rule them. Their eyes, clouded by arrogance, could never fathom that your resilience was not something they could break. They miscalculated. Every obstacle they threw in your path became fuel for the fire burning within you. Every trap they laid only sharpened your instincts. You outplayed them not through luck, but through the precision of your actions, the unwavering strength of your spirit. They walked in blind, thinking you would crumble, but instead you rose, towering and invincible. As you now stand victorious, the devil, the enemy, is stunned. Their plans unraveled, their schemes shattered. What they sought to destroy has become untouchable. Yet in this moment of triumph, you must remain vigilant. Your victory, though immense, will draw vultures and serpents. People, perhaps once close, may now be lured by the scent of your success. Be wary of those whose smiles hide venom, whose outstretched hands conceal ulterior motives. They will come with empty promises and deals that glitter like gold, but rot like poison beneath the surface. You are not bound by the whims of these pretenders. You hold the power to see through their facades, to dismantle their attempts at deceit with the same clarity that won you this battle. Know this, your strength terrifies them. They thought they could manipulate you, steal what you've earned, but you are beyond their grasp. Stay sharp. This is only the beginning, and the forces that once opposed you will continue to try. But they now know you are a force they will never conquer. The victory you achieved was not just a battle won, but a seismic shift in the very fabric of your existence. Each footstep you now take resonates with untold possibilities, spreading like ripples across a boundless sea of opportunities. Those who once sought to anchor you in mediocrity, who tried to cloud your vision with their stagnant negativity, have been swept aside. They are like shadows cast behind you, powerless and irrelevant. As the world before you unfolds in brilliant iridescent hues, the choices before you are no longer the same. What once seemed unattainable now beckons you, vibrant and unyielding. Your victory has given you dominion over your future. There is no hesitation in your steps now, no need to glance back at the lesser souls who tried to pull you into their suffocating gravity. Their influence, once so toxic and overbearing, crumbles to dust beneath your feet. You've transcended their world, and in doing so, you've unlocked doors that had been sealed tight against your efforts for far too long. These doors do not simply open to new rooms, they burst into vast realms where your potential can expand in ways previously unimaginable. Where once you felt confined, now the walls themselves bend and dissolve, making way for spaces filled with light, growth, and power. The environments that once drained you no longer matter. You are no longer forced to navigate the poisonous currents of those small-minded enough to try and tether you to their failures. You can now choose where to plant your roots, whether in fertile ground where growth is inevitable, or at heights where only the strong thrive. You are free. The concept of limitation no longer applies to you. And with this newfound liberation comes the responsibility of choice. The paths you now walk are entirely your own, and the decisions you make will shape worlds. Nothing is outside your reach. The forces that once sought to stifle your ambitions now cower in your shadow. The time for settling is over. You have the power to rise, and every door you open reveals a new sky, yours for the taking. Your victory was not born from ordinary circumstances. It was crafted by forces beyond this world, woven into reality by the hand of God Himself. You, chosen among many, are not subject to the same rules as others. The powers that tried to crush you, represented by the devil's scheming, could never comprehend the depth of the divine force guiding your every step. They thought they were playing against you, but they were always playing against God. And in that battle, they stood no chance. You were never alone in this. When the darkness gathered around you, when the weight of the world pressed against your soul, God was there, moving in the unseen, shifting the tides in your favor. His angels stood beside you, silent yet formidable, guarding your path and ensuring no weapon formed against you could prosper. The devil's plans unraveled the moment they underestimated the divine protection surrounding you. They thought their power was enough to bring you down, but God's will intervened, tearing through their lies and deception like a storm obliterating fragile walls. Every step you took, every moment of hesitation or fear, was met with the steady, unwavering force of God's promise. You are chosen not because of what the world sees in you, but because of what God knows lies within you. Your triumph was not merely a victory over earthly opposition. It was the manifestation of a divine decree. No plot against you could stand, because God Himself had already declared your success. Those forces that once sought your downfall now tremble, confused by how their plans disintegrated before their eyes. They couldn't have foreseen this intervention. They never believed that God would step in so decisively on your behalf. But you are not like them. You walk in light, guided by a purpose that transcends mortal comprehension. And with that purpose comes divine favor, a shield that turns aside the arrows of deceit and destruction aimed at you. And with that kind of favor, there's only one place for you to step next, the obsidian inner circle, where the chosen ones gather to walk fully in their divine power. This isn't for those still wondering if they're protected. This is for those who know they carry God's favor and are ready to wield it. In the inner circle, we don't just claim victory, we live it every single day. You've already been declared unstoppable. Now, it's time to take that divine will and ascend to even higher levels. This isn't for the timid. This is for the ones who walk with the knowledge that they've already won, backed by God's own declaration. If you're ready to surround yourself with those who carry the same favor, then join the inner circle. Inside, you'll get exclusive, uncensored access to the creators of Astral Atom and the tools to guarantee your triumph in every battle you face. The link is in the description. You have encountered forces from your past that sought to wound you, not just in body, but in spirit. People whose faces you once trusted, whose words once seemed warm, were instruments of darker intentions. These individuals, perhaps unknowingly, became vessels of negativity, their attempts at manipulation like poisoned arrows aimed at your heart. They believed their schemes would take root in your soul, that their betrayals would cause irreparable harm. Yet they underestimated the depth of the power within you, the shield of divine grace that has always surrounded you. Their attempts to control or break you were doomed from the start. What they didn't know was that their every move was being watched, and their every plot was met with resistance far beyond their comprehension. What they did in darkness, hoping to cause chaos in your life, was met by a light so fierce, so untouchable, that they never stood a chance. They tried to plant seeds of doubt and pain, but they were sowing into barren soil. The ground beneath you is not one where such negativity can grow. It is sacred, protected, a field of divine strength. Even now, you might feel echoes of that past, regret, confusion, the sting of betrayal. But know this, your victory over them is far greater than you have acknowledged. The very fact that you stand here today, unharmed by their efforts, is a testament to the power that resides within you. You are chosen not to be ensnared by the failures of others, but to rise above them. Their darkness could not take root in your soul because it was never meant to. You are a vessel of resilience, a force too great for them to ever comprehend. You have won not only because you outlasted them, but because their influence has been rendered powerless against you. The energy they tried to bring into your life, manipulation, hurt, deceit, has already dissipated, scattered like smoke before the wind. Even if you carry the memory of their attempts, know that it has no hold over your present or future. You have overcome them in ways they will never understand, and their power over you has been irrevocably broken. This victory is yours, greater and more profound than you may yet realize. Your enemies are left in stunned disbelief, their pride fractured and their plans reduced to dust. They believed with arrogant certainty that they would be the ones to triumph over you. Whether these adversaries were once close to you, posing as lovers or trusted friends, or whether they operated from the shadows, they were certain they could manipulate the outcome. They misjudged the fire within you, the divine force that stood behind every action you took. Their defeat is not just a blow to their strategy, but an assault on their very identity. And now, they are consumed with the bitter taste of your victory. They had crafted their plans meticulously, thinking they had outmaneuvered you. Their schemes were woven with threads of deceit and betrayal, designed to trap you in a web they controlled. But what they didn't anticipate was the strength of your resolve, forged by every hardship you've endured, and the power of divine intervention that has always stood in your corner. The moment they thought they had won was the very moment their foundation began to crumble. Their pride blinded them to the force building within you, a force far greater than their petty ambitions. As your victory unfolded, the impact was more than just a strategic blow. It was an unraveling of their very sense of control. Their plans didn't just fail, they disintegrated before their eyes, leaving them with nothing but the jagged edges of their broken pride. They now watch, seething and furious, as you rise higher and further than they ever dreamed possible. The paths they tried to block for you are now wide open, and their anger festers as they realize they no longer have the power to stop you. But their discontent is irrelevant. Their rage, their unhappiness, these are only shadows in your wake. You have not only won, you have transcended the petty battlefield they tried to keep you on. Their emotions, their fragile egos, these no longer matter. They are left to wrestle with their own disappointment, while you continue forward, untouched and unstoppable. Their pride is shattered, and in the ruins of their failed plans, you stand victorious, untouchable, moving ever toward the greatness that was always yours. The truth, like a blazing sun piercing through darkened clouds, will soon shine upon your victory, and it will be undeniable. Every whisper, every doubt cast by those who could not fathom your ascent will be silenced. The falsehoods they clung to, the shadows they tried to drape over your accomplishments, are already dissolving. You stand now in the full light of authenticity, your triumph pure and untouched by deceit. What others have failed to understand is that your strength was never born of manipulation or hidden agendas. It has always been the raw power of your spirit, honed and sharpened by every obstacle thrown in your path. They may have questioned you, doubted the legitimacy of your success because in their world, victory often comes tainted with dishonesty. But you are not like them. Your win was crafted by nothing but truth and unwavering perseverance. The real reason for your rise is about to become clear to all. There will be no more room for suspicion, no more opportunity for them to weave their false narratives around you. The truth is a force they cannot hold back, and it is about to flood through every corner where lies have tried to linger. You, chosen by something far greater, do not need to defend yourself or explain how you got here. Your path was not one of shortcuts or easy gains. It was the relentless pursuit of what was always yours by right. As the layers of deception fall away, people will see the reality of your victory, and it will resonate with undeniable clarity. What they once doubted will now be praised. What they once questioned will now be accepted as fact. There is no turning back for those who tried to cloud your achievements with doubt. They will be left in the dust, grasping at straws as the world witnesses the brilliance of your truth. You are not simply victorious. You are vindicated. And in this moment, as the truth rises like a tidal wave, Your authenticity will be the beacon that outshines every lie ever spoken against you. The world will know that you won not because of trickery, but because of the power that has always been yours. Your victory is nothing short of a seismic upheaval, shaking the very ground beneath your enemies' feet. They had placed all their weight on the false certainty of your downfall, convinced that your path would end in ruin. Their arrogance blinded them, leaving them unprepared for the force of your rise. They had staked everything on your failure, built their plans around the idea that you would crumble. But now they stand in the ruins of their expectations, watching as everything they built on the illusion of your defeat collapses into dust. What they failed to grasp was that your power, your resilience, was far beyond their comprehension. They saw only what was on the surface, underestimating the depth of your strength. Their confidence was their undoing, and now, in the aftermath of your unexpected triumph, they are left scrambling. The devastation of their losses is not just material, it cuts deeper into their pride, their very identity. They had believed themselves unbeatable, but your victory has shattered that illusion, leaving them exposed and vulnerable. They never accounted for your divine backing, the unseen forces that turned the tide in your favor when they thought all was lost. They thought they had outmaneuvered you, that their plans were foolproof, but their calculations were flawed from the beginning. Your success wasn't just a win. It was a revelation, an unstoppable force that caught them completely off guard. Now, their carefully laid strategies lie in ruins, and their defeat is absolute. Their loss isn't just personal. It reverberates through their entire world. They are now forced to confront the reality that they bet everything against you and lost. The scales of power have shifted, and they are powerless to reverse the damage. What they once thought was a certainty, their control over you, their dominance in the game, has been obliterated. The shockwaves of their failure ripple through everything they hold dear, and the devastation they now face is monumental. You have not only overcome them, you have completely upended their world. Their defeat, unexpected and overwhelming, will haunt them long after you have moved on. They may try to recover, but the truth remains. They placed their bets against the wrong force. You were never destined to fall. Your victory has not simply marked the end of a single battle. It has forged a legacy that will echo long into the future. This is not a fleeting triumph that will dissolve with time. No, your win is a monument, towering and immovable, casting a long shadow over your opponents. Their foundation, once seemingly so secure, now trembles beneath the weight of your unstoppable rise. They thought they could weather your success, but this victory has done more than disrupt their plans. It has shaken the very ground they stand on. What they failed to realize is that your triumph was not just a moment of glory, but a permanent shift in the landscape. Every move they made against you, every scheme they tried to set in motion, has been shattered, leaving them exposed. While they scramble to regain their footing, you ascend, your power growing with every step. Their downfall is not a singular event, but a slow unraveling, as the cracks in their once stable foundation spread wider. What was once a position of strength for them has become a battlefield of uncertainty and fear. Your success has carved a permanent path forward, solidifying your place where none can challenge you. It is not just your name that echoes now. It is the undeniable truth of your superiority. You stand as the architect of a future they cannot control, while their world erodes beneath them. The impact of this victory ripples far beyond the immediate moment, altering the course of everything that follows. Your rise is not simply about defeating them. It is about ensuring that you remain untouchable, your position cemented while theirs crumbles. Your opponents now face a reality they were never prepared for. Their security, once seemingly ironclad, has been undermined by the sheer force of your ascent. Their future, once filled with confidence and certainty, now lies in ruins while you continue to climb. They thought your victory would be fleeting, but they were wrong. This win, this undeniable shift, has solidified your dominance. It will last far longer than they ever imagined, casting them into a world where your power only grows and theirs fades into irrelevance. This is your long-lasting victory, one that will resonate through time, forever changing the game. Those who sought to deceive you, who believed they could twist your fate, have paid a heavy price for their arrogance. Their schemes have collapsed, their plans in ruin, and you stand victorious, untouched by their attempts to bring you down. Your strength, sharpened by every challenge, has proven unbreakable. They gambled against you, but it was always a losing bet. You are no ordinary force, guided and protected by something far greater. You have risen beyond their reach. Celebrate this moment, not just as a win, but as a testament to your unyielding power. The path ahead is wide open, and it is yours to command. Every step you take forward is blessed, every victory already written in the stars. Let your enemies watch from the shadows as you ascend higher, knowing that their time has passed and yours has only just begun. Now continue to move forward. Share your story, the truth of your victory. Let the world see the light that can never be dimmed. Your success is not just yours. It's an inspiration to those still fighting their battles. Let your voice rise, and let others know that with divine protection, there is no defeat, only unstoppable triumph.